This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Mm-hmm. Dun, 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 dun. No.
Y'all, just stop. This is a sham. Welcome to DBL. Stephanie Jones in the house. If you follow the show, usually Tori acts up before I introduce somebody. Tori, bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo.
It was subliminal, and now I'm learning. So thank you.
I don't know if it's subliminal. He said it.
Yeah.
All right, I love you guys. All right, Brad Pitt is putting all his cards on the table. During a recent interview with GQ magazine, Brad says he suffers from a condition known as face blindness, which prohibits him from recognizing new faces, which is crazy because I was just in LA. I was like, Brad, what's up? And he's like, who are you? And I'm like,
that's why.
Oh, now I know why. So all right, he struggles with low-grade depression as well. 4 years now. He went on to talk about his sobriety, saying he quit smoking and drinking after Angelina Jolie filed for divorce in 2016, but it's a comment about his career that really has people talking the most. He said, I consider myself on my last leg this last semester or trimester. What is this section going to be, and how do I want to design that? If he's on his last leg, on my last leg this last semester or trimester, what is this section going to be, and how do I want to design that? If he's on his last leg, I'm in trouble.
You're a goner. You're out.
No, seriously, what do we think about
I'm genuinely so in shock. I think he's got so much more gas in the tank. I don't know who he's talking to or who's telling him that, unless he just wants to have a break. But I think he's full of life, although I did not like the photo shoot.
I agree.
It wasn't very flattering.
I agree with you, and I also like it when he does something kind of avant-garde, is in a dress, on a motorcycle in the desert. I didn't get this one very much.
Here it is. Here's some of the photo shoot.
I also am with you.
It's okay, but it kind of looks like a really bad photo shoot from like the 90s.
Yeah, and it feels like a bad Harry Styles one, doesn't it?
Yeah, like you've gone to a local corner shop to get your little Polaroid picture taken for your passport, and it's gone a bit crazy.
I mean, do you guys think maybe something we're overlooking here is the fact that he did obviously struggle with alcohol for a long time, and it does beat you up after a while. I mean, it takes a lot out of you. You don't sleep as well. You don't eat as well. And after a while, especially if it's decades of kind of hard drinking, especially as a person of means, in which like a lot of times people have to stop drinking even if they're an alcoholic so they can show up to work. If you don't have another movie for another 6 months and no one's going to be really checking for you, and you could just go to your beach house and with a case of booze, I mean, who knows how beat up he is internally, and what that's done to his mental, to make somebody that's 58 that's fairly young. You know, that's 17 years younger than Tom Brady. Like, he still plays pro football. Like, he's not that old to be talking about the last leg. It's a very strange thing to say.
I agree with you.
Is there anything we always talk about women, right, not being attractive in their later years, which isn't true, but they think that the public is. Do you think Brad Pitt, because he has his shirt off, he's a very handsome man, has a six-pack, and maybe he's not that guy anymore? Maybe he's having trouble transitioning into different roles where he's not that handsome six-pack guy?
I thought that too, but first of all, he was just in The Lost City as that handsome guy, so he was really great with
Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time.
That was fantastic.
He has his shirt off.
But sometimes Brad Pitt chooses roles where he isn't that guy, and I think he enjoys more artistic roles.
Like The Informant?
No,
Burn After Reading.
Burn After Reading, like kind of like weird, more avant indie films. Even Fight Club, although he had his shirt off and stuff like that, there was more like cerebral part to that. I thought he'd go that route. So confusing that he's not.
His shirt's still a little tight in Burn After Reading.
Yeah.
He's a good-looking man.
He is a good-looking man. All right, we wish him luck. Hey, how about this? Can you have a favorite canceled star? Anne Hathaway does. The actress who appears on the cover of Interview magazine was asked about what problematic or canceled person's art does she still secretly love. Anne's answer was comedian Aziz Ansari, saying his TV series Master of None is one of her favorite modern romantic shows. And if you don't remember, he was canceled for sexual misconduct allegations against him in 2018, but he was never criminally charged.
He didn't do anything. Let's be really clear.
Okay, but see, Tori, I like that we got into this conversation because a year, maybe 2 years ago, we couldn't even mention this. He was canceled, and if you weren't on that cancel train and you didn't have anything disparaging to say about Aziz Ansari, you were canceled too. It's just a couple years later that now we're talking about our favorite canceled star. Don't you think that's a little bizarre?
I don't think it's that bizarre. I think it's because slowly we've been seeing, whether it was the Aziz case, the public started to shift a little bit. I think we saw the full 180 shift with this last Amber Heard case. I think what you're saying, Jeff, and what a lot of people have been feeling is that people were canceled unjustly without any real trial. It was just a court of public opinion in which we did not have all the facts. But before we didn't have all the facts, they were pulled from their show stuff.
Yeah,
they were
of course.
digitally, just removed from movies without. I mean, Amber Heard, people wanted her taken out of movies. So I think now the public is now like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have done that. But look how it affected Aziz's career.
Right.
Yeah,
do you guys have
careers.
a star, like in particular, that you think shouldn't have been canceled, or that's your quote-unquote favorite, which sounds weird?
I always felt politically, Howard Dean, he ran for president. He was doing very well. I thought he was an excellent candidate. He made one loud noise. Do you remember this? Oh, we don't have any sound.
I think
California,
here we go.
and
Watch.
Texas and New York.
Watch.
And we're going to
It
South
comes at the
Dakota
end.
and Oregon and Washington and Michigan.
Here we go.
And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
Here we go.
Yeah! We're going to
And
California.
that canceled him.
Really?
That
was it.
scream.
You guys
People
don't
were like,
remember that?
I don't remember
over
that.
this. And he did nothing other than show like a weird amount of enthusiasm on a microphone. He has never run again. You don't really see him
I think
anymore.
that's
So
awful.
Howard Dean is my guy.
I mean, mine is a little bit different. It's personal. I don't know if you guys remember when Kanye West said this on TMZ. Let's see if we have that.
You hear about slavery for 400 years. For 400 years, that sounds like a choice. Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all? You hear about slavery for 400 years. For 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
Yeah, that.
Like,
Yeah.
you was there for 400
That was a
years.
rough one for me, and I rather than making this whole public thing where I made this whole declaration on Facebook, I just was like, I'm not going to listen to Kanye's music anymore because that's not the kind of person I want to have in my life in any way. And I honestly tried to take him out of playlists, workout playlists, partying playlists, and it was hard. Because Kanye embodied my 20s and 30s.
Steph, yours is very similar, right? We're almost out of time. But
Mine's very similar. I actively don't choose to listen to his music, but if it comes on the radio, Michael Jackson,
I know
I
what
still
you're
love his
saying.
music, but I don't like him.
So you won't listen to a song and you won't listen to
I won't
Kanye?
play
I do
it
listen to
actively.
Kanye again, and that was a weird thing for me.
I won't play it actively, but if it just, literally as I was driving to work today, Man in the Mirror was playing, and I couldn't help but sing along, but I was like, oh, stop singing, don't
It's a
do
weird
this.
thing with MJ.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a very strange thing with music because it's part of our memories.
Right.
So it's like if you don't
Soundtrack.
acknowledge that, then are you not going to acknowledge like the song you danced to at your high school prom or your senior year of college? So like now I'm not going to listen to Kanye. It's like that was on tour with my best friend all over the
I
world
know.
when that was playing. Like,
It's
what
just
am I gonna
bizarre how we went from hating people now to that's cool to now, oh, it's kind of cool to like my favorite canceled person. It just blows my mind right now. Coming up on DBL, our interview with the stars of a new movie that's based on the true story of a wild inmate escape. Catherine Bell and Tom Stevens are here to tell us how they got into character. And Back to the Future is going to Broadway. Will this movie work as a musical?
Closed captioning provided by
This June, DBL isn't holding back.
I've already spent my time and all of my sanity on trying to make you happy.
I like a little cheese on my potatoes.
That wasn't going on in my head.
That's what we need more of, conversations in this country.
Yeah, I like that. DBL is all new every day.
That's where I put it. If he wants to check it. What's up, guys? What's your favorite Brad Pitt movie? So I have a list here. I'm going to go around the horn and ask these guys. What's your favorite Brad Pitt movie?
Oh, sure.
What's your favorite Brad Pitt movie? I like 12 Monkeys, which a lot of people...
movies that
I also loved Fight Club.
Wasn't that mostly Bruce Willis? 12
Who?
Monkeys?
No, a lot of it was Brad Pitt. Because Brad Pitt was the team leader of the eco-terrorists.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, he was like all crazy. He was really good in that.
Jeff, what was your favorite Brad
Yeah, what
Pitt
are you
movie?
guys' favorite Brad Pitt movies?
That's tough.
And can I be honest? Meet Joe Black stunk. Some people love that movie. I hate that movie. Just wanted to say it.
I thought he was fantastic in Once Upon a Time in
that's
Hollywood.
my
Excellent.
A River Runs Through.
Excellent.
Fight Club is
Fight Club was
fantastic.
good.
I mean, how many am I
Ocean's
forgetting about?
Snatch.
Snatch, so great.
yeah.
Brad Pitt is a better what's the word? Not leading role character.
He's like a supporting.
Supporting, yeah, or just cameo kind of appearance.
Yeah.
Because that's what he has in
Help support,
Snatch.
Yeah,
He's so good in Snatch. And I wouldn't say he's a cameo.
I loved
he's
him
more
in
than
World War
that.
Z. That was like mine.
Yeah,
World War Z.
World War Z was
Inglourious Bastards, Tarantino.
Wow.
He was so good.
I liked him in Fury as well.
Did
the
you?
tank movie?
So we start with Tori.
Benjamin Button. I don't know. A lot of people love the Benjamin Button movie.
I never saw that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Watch it.
So you're after
Benjamin Button.
You're
I
after
don't.
Tori.
I don't know.
So it's Tori, Steph, Al.
Doc, you better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday, the Back to the Future franchise released its first look at the upcoming, no, not part 13, musical version. Take a look.
Whoa.
Yikes.
I don't know.
Yikes.
Come on.
We'll have to wait and see how the musical version turned out and received. But I think if we're not seeing those iconic characters in there, it looks a little weird. Yeah. So meantime, this got us thinking about other movies that became musical as well. So The Lion King was a massive hit, winning a Tony for Best Musical in 1998. Catch Me If You Can, another hit, winning a Tony for Best Actor. Billy Elliot was another success, but then there's Rocky, which was a Broadway flop, unfortunately. And what about the flip side of that? Musicals that became movies. Bye Bye Birdie, Dreamgirls, Hairspray, The Sound of Music.
West Side Story.
My First Lady, West Side Story, as Tori mentioned. All huge hits on and off Broadway, but let's not forget Cats, which was Tori's favorite. It was a huge flop on the big screen.
It was a flop in the theatre as well. Oh, it's
James Corden
It's been on for years, but it's bloody awful.
What is the real year that's actually in the DeLorean? I see it all the time. It's like, today's the actual date.
October 15th.
Do we know that? I don't know why that song just popped up.
Something. If we could look that up, Emily, that would be great. I know it's October 15th.
Okay, that besides, we don't know the answer. Yeah. I just ask questions that we don't know the answer to on live television, so why not? What's a movie that you wish, Tori, that's not on Broadway yet, but you wish it was?
I think Air Force One.
That's a good one.
What if they did this? Don't be insane, get off my plane.
I love it.
Huh?
I actually think that was pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of
I'd like to see Tori walk into a pitch room and do that.
I love it.
So good.
Wait, how are you gonna have a plane on Broadway?
You have a helicopter Miss Saigon.
Oh yeah, and they have like a flying carpet in Aladdin. Anything is possible.
Right.
Chitty chitty bang bang.
Steph, what about yours?
What's yours?
Oh, I think this would be really complex, but Pulp Fiction would be amazing.
Oh, that's great.
I actually think it'd be so complex that the characters would be fantastic.
Especially because they're dancing in it. Like that scene would be
stabbing in the heart and bringing it back to life.
People love a good gory Broadway play.
I love
See,
that.
Steph, you're putting people to work. There's a lot of scene changes there.
Yeah, how about you?
I always thought Friday would be perfect.
Yeah,
the movie
on
Friday,
the porch.
Because it's basically
on the porch.
just it's a one-act play.
Totally
really, it's
right.
just like them sitting on the porch watching the world go by.
It's a Tennessee Williams play.
Really sets up for and also we can incorporate some hip hop in there.
That's brilliant.
Hamilton is giving us the blueprint for that. So I just think
like it.
That's good.
I think Friday could work. What about you, Jeff?
My Karate Kid.
Yeah.
You know why? Because the soundtrack is fantastic and it's very memorable, at least to me. Cruel Summer, You're the Best Around.
Right.
You need a couple of good songs in there. Boom, you got yourself a musical.
I like that.
And it's a movie people know, so when you're in New York City and you're like, I'm going to go see a Broadway play with my son, it's something we can both do. My son's not going to want to watch Cats, but we can both go see it.
Don't go soft, wipe on, wipe off.
Oh, that's good. See? I give it up when it's good. That was not bad.
I'm not bringing Tori into my pitch meeting. Coming up on DBL, the true story of a woman who smuggled her boyfriend out of prison in a dog crate. Now, this wild case has been made into a movie. We talk with the stars Catherine Bell and Tom Stevens. That's next.
This way.
The Burgundy and Gold are back in the news again, and for all the wrong reasons. And one person getting a lot of negative attention is team owner Dan Snyder. Take this exchange between Representative Rashida Tlaib and Commissioner Roger Goodell.
Remove him. Will you remove him?
I don't have the authority to remove him.
So let's verify. Can Roger Goodell personally make Dan Snyder sell the team? Our sources are the NFL Constitution and bylaws, as well as Jody Balsam, a professor at Brooklyn Law School who previously worked as in-house counsel for the NFL. Let's start with the NFL Constitution.
It's Article 8.13 of the NFL Constitution and bylaws.
That section reads in part, if an owner is, quote, guilty of conduct detrimental to the welfare of the league or professional football, the commissioner can levy a fine or even suspend the person. But Balsam says that the commissioner cannot, on his own, strip an owner of his team. However, if the commissioner determines this punishment is, quote, not adequate or sufficient considering the nature and gravity of the offense, he can refer the matter to the executive committee.
A committee that is made up of one representative from each member club, typically the principal owner. So a 32-member executive committee of the league.
And if 3/4 of this committee agrees to it, they can force the sale, although Balsam says that this has never been done before.
I think it's far more likely that if the league and its members have decided that they've had enough of Dan Snyder, it's far more likely they try to counsel him out the door rather than push him out the door.
So we can verify that no, Roger Goodell cannot remove an owner on his own, but he can recommend it, leaving it to the owners to take this big step. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
You're probably wondering how I got myself into this situation. Well, let me tell you a story. We were in love.
A Lifetime original movie ripped from the headlines.
Our program rescues dogs, and your prisoners would train them.
They are dangerous people.
Sure, but doesn't everyone deserve to feel love?
That was a clip from the new Rip from the Headlines thriller, Jailbreak Lovers, and earlier we spoke to the stars of the movie, Catherine Bell and Tom Stevens. Check it out.
We are joined by the stars of the movie, Catherine Bell and Tom Stevens. Yeah. Thank you for joining us. That movie looks fantastic. I can't believe it's a real story.
I'm sorry, they look so cool right now. I see the egg chair over there, the shirt. I'm loving everything.
My family would disown me if I didn't do this. So, Catherine, before we get to Jailbreak Lovers, we do have to talk about Jag.
Okay, my mom too. Throw Heidi in the mix.
Heidi
too.
Shocker as well.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but it was just a huge hit in our whole house. Fams want to know, would you possibly be interested in a reboot?
I would love it. Are you kidding?
That's okay.
I got to wear the uniform on NCIS LA, and it was so much fun. I love that character in that show.
Right. I know. I think she's fantastic.
Yeah. Right.
Let's talk about your new Lifetime movie, Jailbreak Lovers. It's based on a true story about a woman. I feel like I should do my movie voice.
Do it.
It's based on a true story about a woman named Toby who helped her lover escape from prison. Was that pretty good? That was terrible. No. Okay, if you could talk to Toby, what would you ask her?
I would ask her, I mean, gosh, I would love to just chat with her. I find her fascinating, just that whole journey she went on and all the choices she made.
I would ask her, like, how has that experience changed your life? Like, you made a huge choice and you did something super dangerous, but like, has it changed it in a positive at all? Because it's an incredible story.
Catherine, you are the executive producer. I love all the hats you wear of Jailbreak Lovers. Yeah. Why did you want to turn this crazy story into a movie? What drew you to it?
I mean, I was fortunate enough that the script fell into my lap. So it started with that. I read the script and was instantly in love. I mean, this story just begs to be told. It's like these two fantastic characters and people who such extreme different personalities but were drawn together for very different reasons. But there's a connection there, a real connection. And I just love it. I love the story. It's like, what would make someone do that? What would make someone think that this is a great idea? But then when you learn about Toby and what she was going through at the time, you can kind of understand it, you know?
Tom, that's why I have to ask you, you played John, who escapes prison in a dog crate. It's a story as old as time.
Oldest time.
It's just like, honestly, though, it's a fascinating hook. So, I've got to know, what was it like fitting into one of those dog crates? Like, how long, what was that like on set? Like, talk to us.
It was so easy. Like, I was reaching out to the producers saying, like, can we get a smaller dog crate? Like, I should be working harder. But like, I thought I was going to have to do some contortion, get my leg behind my head, but it was like, I just squeezed right in. It was fine.
We heard that your musical talent was used in the movie, and I was wondering if we could get a round of applause. Could we hear a little bit of a song? Let's hear it.
So I'll preface this a little bit. I just happen to have a guitar here.
Yeah, right. This wasn't planned.
Katie Boland put it into the script that John plays songs, and so I wrote this.
Don't think I could have resisted you. Wow. Don't think there's nothing that this body could do. Heaven made an angel through and through. If someone gets to love you, I think I'd do it well. The man wants to take me away. Wrap me up and throw away the key.
Ooh.
That was great. That was, first of all, Sam was over here. I don't know if you can finish the interview. I'm just saying, honestly, on behalf of all dudes, I would be like, get my girl, we're leaving the party. You like that guy playing the guitar, didn't you?
How could you blame, right?
You can understand why Toby broke the law.
Yeah, now we see it. Catherine and Tom, what a delight you both have been. Thank you so much for joining us here in DBL. To all of our viewers, make sure to watch Jailbreak Lovers. It premieres July 2nd on Lifetime. We'll be right back. Thanks, Catherine. Thanks, Tom.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Thank you, guys.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
All over the internet, people are talking about the ramifications of overturning Roe v. Wade. And in vitro fertilization, or IVF, is something even fertility doctors claim hangs in the balance. We spoke with 3 legal experts to find out why and how IVF could be impacted by overturning the decision. About IVF treatment. A person looking to get pregnant is given medication to help stimulate the ovaries to produce several eggs. With the help of an embryologist, these eggs are retrieved from the ovaries and combined with sperm, creating embryos. Typically, one is transferred back to the uterus in hopes that it becomes a pregnancy. As for the other embryos,
they can be frozen. They can be donated, or there's also the choice to destroy them.
If Roe is overturned, states can then enact or enforce laws declaring life begins at fertilization. That would mean embryos are legally considered children. If embryos are defined as children, our experts say that would redefine how the IVF industry works and limit what prospective parents, physicians, and embryologists can do. With frozen embryos,
would that person be required to donate those embryos to somebody else? Would the person be required to use them?
When testing embryos,
some of these would lead to horrific pain and agony for children if they were born, and they're intentionally being selected out right now. But what happens if every embryo is a person? What right does anyone have to decide that some are better than others?
And while taking care of embryos,
there have been a small number of tank failures in this country, and couples have brought wrongful death claims, and the courts have routinely dismissed those cases. But if that changes, then the liability becomes criminal.
Our experts say this risk of liability can have lasting impacts on the IVF process. It's important to note, in the leaked draft, Justice Alito says he's specifically only addressing the right to an abortion. But without Roe, it's possible states adopt their own more restrictive laws.
It's a scary domino effect that could happen.
So we can verify, while overturning Roe v. Wade doesn't directly address IVF, our experts say it's possible that state laws could make the process more difficult. With your Verify, I'm Abby Larico.
According to AAA, extreme heat essentially makes every part of your car work harder. And one of the biggest problems is your battery. The heat can affect the chemical process inside of the battery, making it harder for it to hold a charge and produce power. And don't forget about your tires. AAA says high temperatures can affect the tire pressure, causing uneven wear and tear on your tires, increasing the likelihood of a blowout. The hot weather can also mean your car will struggle to start. When your engine is too hot, fuel doesn't circulate as well, making it harder to get your car going. So what can you do? If possible, park in the shade and check your car more often. Experts recommend checking your battery at least twice a year and check your tire pressure every month. And that's connecting the dots.
Welcome back. I can already tell the deals this week are going to blow you away. So get your phones out and scan our QR code and get ready to shop.
What do you have for us today, Stephanie?
Hey Tori, hey DBL Nation, I've got some fantastic products and even better deals. You're gonna lose your minds for this, so let's check it out.
Yes.
First up, we've got Makeover Essentials Concealer Kit.
Yes.
So did you know that you should be replacing some of your makeup staples every few months?
No.
And if I had to guess, I bet it's about time to get out with the old and in with the new. So normally this is $90, but guess what, Tori?
What?
83% off, $15.
Oh,
what a saving.
All of that is what I need for $15. It's in the bag.
Now, Tori, we've got Villa Novum 120 GSM Premium Essential Sheet Set. So this set is made of brushed microfiber, which feels like a luxury hotel room. Normally, this set is up to $80. Now it's $29, saving 64%.
Sweet dreams, everyone, because you'll be rolling in money dreams because you'll be saving it from the savings from this.
Now, you're going to like this one, Tori. Ooh. We've got the Dalmo brushed nickel touchless kitchen faucet with a pull-down sprayer.
Whoa.
So chores at the sink are way easier with this upgrade, and it's going to make your space look so sleek. So normally this is $170, but guess what? We've got it for $59, saving everyone at home 65%.
We're in the future. Our faucet should reflect that.
Our last product of the day, we've got the Born Hatchie long sleeve pocket crew and short set. This sleep set makes staying at home extra comfortable. So normally this is $78.
Yeah, they're a bit on the pricier side, that brand.
But I actually would even wear this out. But we've got it for $24.
Yes.
Saving 69%.
If you have a summer birthday, you got a Leo in there, you got a Cancer, one of those birthdays.
Exactly.
This is a good deal. Head on over to morningsave.com, y'all, to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or you can even just scan the QR code on screen because we are in the future. Thank you so much, Steph, for bringing the savings.
We are in the future, just like Back to the Future.
Just like Back to the Future. And speaking of that,
yeah.
What happened there?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Any movies that we kept talking about movies that we wish were on Broadway. Any new ones?
Clue. Where is the body? Where is the body? We don't know. We don't know.
Do you mean like Cluedo the game?
No, Clue, like it's a movie, a famous movie, and they could be like the conservatory.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
that sounds
Did you just
great.
make up that song?
Yes, you did.
I actually really like when Tori does that. I think she actually